Welcome to On Scene with MPD, a Facebook Live event. I'm Gillian Schuller, one of your hosts tonight, here with my husband, Eric Schuller. We are at the Modesto Graffiti Classic Car Museum. We have some videos to show you tonight, prior calls our officers responded to, and a special guest.
Yeah, you know, it's really excited to be here. I know sometimes we film these inside the Modesto Police Department. Sometimes we go outside the Modesto Police Department to a fun location in the city of Modesto. And today's one of those days where, you know, we're here at the Classic Car Museum on North 9th Street in Modesto. And it's a fun place to be. You know, when we first got here earlier today and walked around, a lot of vintage style cars, muscle cars, I think they're called, here present, and just a lot of fun memories and information here. So we're going to actually have a special guest here later, pretty soon, and we're going to talk to them a little bit more about the Graffiti Car Museum and what American graffiti means to the city of Modesto. But like always, you know, we are interested in hearing any comments or answering any questions that you may have for us. So please comment any questions that you have. We will either answer them live here where we're at, or someone behind the scenes, someone behind the camera here is going to answer them for you. And so we're really glad to share some of this information, answer your questions, interact a little bit with you. But I'm excited for a fun show.
It should be exciting. Let's get into our first video.
Did you get it fixed? You get it fixed? Is it broken? Is that what you're working on? No?
Washing it for a friend.
You're washing it for a friend?
Watching it.
Have a sit on the curb for me. Is your friend here?
No, he went to the store.
Okay, have a sit. Is there anybody else in the trailer?
No, I'm just watching.
Okay, you're watching it for your friend. We're going to make sure nobody else is inside. It's stolen.
Stolen?
Yeah. You don't have anything illegal on you? Okay, we're going to make sure nobody else is in the trailer. Okay, and then we're going to go from there. We'll get your information. Checking to see what your association was with it. Didn't see you in it. Saw you walking around the corner here. That's why we're talking to you. Appreciate what I believe is your honesty today. I'll just list you as a witness, okay?
Okay, not a problem.
You have nothing with your name on it right now? Okay, why don't you go ahead and stand up for me real quick. Let's leave those pliers in your pocket. Just going to pat you down, see if you got any ID on you. So stand up for me. Yeah.
What?
Because you're at a stolen trailer. Okay, so we're going to identify you.
I'm not the person.
We're going to identify you. You have pliers in there.
Okay.
And all I'm going to do is make sure.
Can I stand up?
Yeah. And all I'm going to do is make sure that pliers was just your pliers, like you said.
Why you grab me like this though? What did I do, man?
You're associated with the stolen trailer, dude.
Associated?
Okay.
No.
Is this a wallet?
No, it's a cigarette case.
Cigarette case? You have a wallet right here. Do you have ID in this wallet?
Huh?
Do you have ID in this wallet?
That's not mine.
This isn't your wallet? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm going to detain you in handcuffs.
Can I do that?
Get him here. K9, get on the ground. Taser. Get on the ground, on your belly. On your belly. On your belly. Hands behind your back.
Tuck your legs.
Okay. And then on you, get your legs under you, cross your leg under you.
One leg. One leg.
There you go.
Stand up. Stand up. All the way.
Did you have warrants or something?
Okay. Stand up so you're going to sit in this car.
Did you have warrants or something? Do we not seem like reasonable officers?
Yes.
We could have had it, maybe just given you a ticket and got you out of here, right?
No, because I have warrants. Come on, man.
With
That
misdemeanors?
doesn't always mean that you're going to jail.
I'm on parole, man.
Okay, so still.
Still, I'm still in jail, right?
No.
If it was a misdemeanor warrant, I
I
would
was
have.
going to jail anyway.
Why? For what? For giving me your false name? I could still give you a ticket. My goal here was just to recover this trailer and get it back to the gentleman. Okay? And now you're making more work for me.
He sold it.
Okay.
What the truth, he sold it to me. It's bad. He's fucking... Joseph.
Joseph sold it to you.
Yes.
Is that the owner?
Yes.
And just confirming first was
Okay.
Jeremy.
So did Joseph make a false police report or something?
Yes, he did.
Do you have any paperwork from him?
I copy. Did you have a second?
If Joseph did that and made a false police report, they'll make Joseph in
He doesn't
trouble.
have a warrant though, man.
So what? There's a warrant.
Yeah, but I go to jail no matter what.
So how do you know Joseph, the owner?
I met him over. He used to stay up behind Costco.
Okay. And how much did you buy the trailer for?
$600.
Okay. And then something happened, you pissed him off, and then he
I guess.
reported it stolen?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't. What I was told he did. So.
Is there dope in this little case or anything?
That's
Okay. Meth, what is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that was an interesting video to watch. You know, it's fun watching Officers Cross and Kayla Payne there investigating a stolen trailer, contacting that person, giving the person, you know, plenty of opportunity to discuss what's going on, and then obviously the suspect decided to flee, right? So I think officers did a phenomenal job there, investigating that and taking that into custody, and so that was really nice.
I think it would make more sense if they would just talk to officers, and you know, even if they obviously don't want to come forth and tell what's really happening, but running from officers is obviously going to add additional charges to them. So, which is too bad.
Yeah, you know, I mean, if I could share anything, it would be just that, you know, we're people just like anybody else, and we want to hear what people have to say. You know, we're there to investigate crimes and investigate things and talk to people, and we want to hear what people have to say. And jumping to conclusion is not something that we do. It's not what we're trained to do. And, you know, they just wanted to give this person the opportunity to do so.
Absolutely. Investigate start to finish so we can figure it out.
And also, basically in life, if you flee, it's not going to get any better.
Right.
That's like, I kind of look at it simply like that, you know, it's like.
And this is Chris Murphy.
Hi there.
He is on the board of directors here at the Classic Car Museum.
We're so glad you guys are here.
Thank
This
you.
is a great time.
Thank you for joining us tonight.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't miss it. I mean, we really, I think having a strong PD is really important. You guys are always out supporting our neighborhoods, and not only that, you know, when we have the annual cruises and things like that, it's great having the PD, and the whole PD is part of our whole culture here. I mean, you go back to Leroy Applequist, who was the motorcycle cop on the beat back in the graffiti days. I mean, he was feared by all the cruisers. I mean, some of our legends, Terry McGrath, Dwight Trammell, and those guys, they had kind of this cat and mouse relationship with the officers who were down in downtown Modesto all the time. And so I talked to these guys, and they'd chase them all out. They ended up in some orchard somewhere, and they'd tell them all to go home. But it was, you know, the whole cruising thing was always had this really interesting relationship. You go back to American Graffiti, you know, Milner gets pulled over and gets his whole pocket full of tickets back then, you know. So, but that's what makes our whole culture so interesting, is because I think there is a certain respect for what law enforcement does, and keeping the community, you know, safe and vibrant. And I believe that with our graffiti culture and knowing our history and knowing, you know, celebrating the classic cars in those days, I think it brings a lot of civic pride. And I think people know their town has a cool story, because I talk to so many people that have no clue. They don't know about George Lucas. They don't know about all the history. And then you say, you guys know Star Wars, right? And you go, yeah, the guy who lived here and was born here invented Star Wars. And they're going, wow, really? Now they're interested.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so now that they know that Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker is a creation of a Modestan, I think it makes people proud. Then you go back and look at, if American Graffiti hadn't been made, Star Wars wouldn't have been made.
So I got to drop a bomb on you.
Okay, ready.
We're getting older.
Yeah.
The people now, the younger kids, they don't know. They don't know American Graffiti. They've never seen the movie.
That's right, but that's where our Star Wars comes in, because without graffiti, Star Wars never would have existed. If you think about it, you know, without graffiti, they wouldn't have green-lighted Happy Days.
So tell us why people should visit this
museum. This is a place to celebrate the culture. When a couple of us, Cecil Russell, John Sanders, Doug Ridenauer, formerly on the PD, we've been trying to get a place going for the graffiti, celebrate our history.
Yeah.
People come from all over the world to see Modesto because of what it is in American Graffiti. And now there's a place that they can go to see our story, going back to the cruise years, celebrating our Walk of Fames, the legends. And, you know, the time I've talked to George Lucas, he considers himself a storyteller. And what he did was tell the story of Modesto back in the late 50s and early 60s. And the guys who are the legends will tell you, George got it right. And so people come from all over to see where it all started, and having this place now, this is just the beginning. We've got 2 big buildings, 50,000 square feet.
Big.
We're doing a lot of the work to get it going, but this will truly, the place where we're sitting right now, will be transformed into a 10th Street of 1962.
How amazing.
So you'll be able to walk down the street, see the old stores.
Get the feelings.
And get the feeling of what it was like, what it was like with the Night of the Cruise, with the rock and roll and everything, and a diner and all that kind of stuff.
Fabulous.
So that's why it's important
And I believe that when people know where they came from and people know their history, I think they respect their city a little bit more and they treat their city better.
Oh,
if they
for
know
sure.
that some places, if you live in Santa Cruz, man, I live in Santa Cruz, it's cool, it's surfing, it's the boardwalk. And I think that our city story is every bit as exciting with our American Graffiti, the rockabilly history, the E.J. Gallo history, and I think we have a lot to be proud of. And I think the more people have pride to go visit, learn their history, and go to a place like Graffiti USA Museum, then I think they'll be more proud of the place they live. And then they tell their friends, hey, I live in some place that's all right. And when people come to visit, they treat it better. I really believe that to be true.
You know, I like what you said with George Lucas sharing stories, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what you're doing here, right? With all of these cars that are in here, with all this mercandise, you're sharing a story.
We got a 57 Chevy PD car in here.
I know.
It's like
My favorite,
right at it.
obviously. Little biased.
So,
since I'm police.
57 Chevy, like, what year is an old muscle car, right? What year is that?
It gets newer all the time. I think if you talk to the Kiwanis who do the American Graffiti Festival, it's 1979 and before, which works well for me. I'm a class of 79. So which means it's all the Firebirds, Camaros, and all that stuff.
Oh, like
these
the
old
hot
ones,
rod
the
things?
442s and everything. So the muscle cars are kind of where it's at.
Yep.
And it's always been that way. Even back in the early 60s, it was the fast cars that could get scratched. But you look at the other side, though, the guys who are racing the cars, the George Lucas says, the Alan Grants, they were racing Cobras and Porsches and all that stuff.
Wow.
And those were, that was all still happening back then. So I think people fundamentally love the cars, whether it's the 57 Chevy, a 68 Firebird or a Camaro, or it's a brand new Tesla. I mean, I think there's the car has a place in everyone's history.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that if it has wheels and if it rolls, it's going to be part of the Graffiti USA legacy here. And I think our job is to teach people about what it was like back then, because people say it was simpler back then. It was.
Right.
But at the same time, we can all recapture that, with your family and friends. And if you really enjoy that stuff, I think it takes you back to a time. And I think as chaotic as our world can be sometimes, I think when you kind of celebrate that nostalgia a little bit and that retro spirit, I think it brings peace to a lot of people.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And that's what we can do here is I think that people kind of look for an escape. And they can come here and go, wow, I feel like I'm in a different space. I think that's a healthy thing for the community.
I think that's why our graffiti parade is so successful.
Absolutely.
It brings all the families out. It's just so much fun. It's a fun event.
And I get people all the time. Well, I was a class of 1962. Well, it's not. It's a class of 1979. It's a class of 89.
Right.
It's a class of 2022.
Yeah.
I mean, all the families, and you see 3 generations of
that's
families
exciting.
doing their cars. And especially, I love all the lowriders in town because you have 3 generations of lowriders, and they're getting into the customs, and the kids start building the bikes. And I think for us, I think the lowriders are a huge opportunity for our community because I think Modesto has many cultures. And the more we bridge these cultures, I think it makes our community safer and it makes our community more healthy and vibrant when more people feel like they're included. So I think the car allows people to congregate. The rock and roll allows people to congregate, and we find the things that make us all kind of the same,
For sure.
Make Modesto what it is, right? What it's known for, what it's known to us for. I like that.
Exactly, and I think with the combination of what the PD does, keeping the community safe, and the combination of things like this, the Graffiti Museum and the Children's Museum, I think we build a strong community bond that builds a safer community at the same time.
So I'd say if you have not been down here, you should definitely check it out. It's beautiful, it's big, there's several cars to look at.
610 North 9th. I mean, we're right here on historic 99. You look at the street that's out front, that was the old 99 during the day. So back before 1967, this is how you got through Modesto. There was no freeway. It was the old 99, which is 9th Street. So come out, take a drive out there and check it out. The store is open on Friday and Saturdays from 10 to 4, and there's actually car sales. We're selling classic cars there.
That's even more exciting.
Then you come down here and see the 57, Chevy PD car and some other really great classics in here. So, and plus you get a taste of what we're trying to do.
Right.
And of course, we'd love for you to donate. Please donate to the Graffiti USA Museum. Go to graffitiusamuseum.com and you can become a donor. We'll take anything, and if you have a family that has a whole lot of money, we will name this wing after you. So
not a bad idea. Do you have a couple events going on this weekend, but not here?
We do. We've got we're open tomorrow from 10 to 4, and there's regular pop-up events in the Graffiti Museum here.
Okay.
We're going to have some reunions and some celebrations. We got the Davis High classes and the Downey High class. classes.
Wow.
And so this is a big deal. It's 60 years since a class of 62 right now. And the class of 72 is 50 years. So we're having some big milestone celebrations out there, you know. So I think there's a lot to celebrate and a lot to take a look at. And plus, it's just a whole lot of fun. I mean, you're hanging out here by the side of your car, and it's great. And plus, you know, I think the more we all work together and the people recognize that the PD can be a great asset and friends in the community, I think it really helps everybody.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you having us, and it was really nice to talk to you today.
Well, yeah, thanks for coming out. You know, I'd like to share some more videos with y'all and see how it's going, but we definitely support your efforts out here, and thanks for keeping the community safe.
Absolutely.
And don't write me a ticket for cruises.
We'll see about that.
You know, I gotta confess before we go to our next video, you know, having watched American Graffiti a long time ago, I loved it. I loved the movie, right? There was nothing not to love about it, but I always secretly wanted to race for pinks.
Oh, yeah.
Race for pink slips.
My husband.
Absolutely.
And he's a George
Yeah,
Lucas
why not?
fan.
You know, it's like all the, you know, so, and that's why they called it Dragon 10 back then.
That's
You're a
right.
dragon from one intersection to the next. So, but I think the cruising spirit is alive and well in Modesto, USA. So,
Very
Absolutely.
true. So we're going to start with the next video in just a moment. But before we do, you are tuning in to Facebook Live with the Modesto Police Department here at the Graffiti Car Museum on North 9th Street in Modesto. A lot of classic cars here. We have a special guest with us today. Please, if you have any questions, please write them down, send them in to Facebook Messenger here, and we'll reply to you online or behind the cameras. So let's see what our next video has to show us.
All right.
let's roll the tape.
Let's go.
Grab her, Dave. Grab her. No. Let him know. Adam 20, we got 2 running westbound towards Coffee. You got her? You got her? You got her. You got her. You got her. Where'd the other one go? That way. Adam 20, the 2 females are running westbound.
Put your hand behind
You got her, Dave. You got her? Adam 20 for info, black females. Not sure the clothing. Dave, you got her? Do you have her?
I got her. Get on your stomach. Get on your stomach.
They gotta be. If there's 2 females, it's probably gonna be them.
Hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm not
Put
going.
your hands
Y'all
behind
see
your
it?
back.
I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. Why is not grabbing me?
Where's your cuffs?
Why is not grabbing me? I did not do anything. I don't know what's going on.
I got her. Grab my mic.
Can you please grab my phone, please?
Adam 20, confirm your 1020.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Why is it they keep grabbing me? Please record all of this. Please record all of this. I don't know what's going on. I didn't do anything wrong.
Did the girl from the Lexus?
Yes.
Adam 20 minutes.
We got 1 10 15. Don't know where the other females are. They probably went up to the apartment.
Copy. What's your updated location for?
We're in the apartment complex, 3000 Coffee Road.
Copy. When you get to 1, not your road for T14.
And just confirming you're south in the court. And 30 in with him.
there.
Okay.
Somebody else. All right, relax.
I have a baby,
Okay, that's fine.
please.
Relax.
I have
Relax.
a baby. I have a baby.
So I can see him, okay?
Put your other hand behind your back. Put your other hand behind your back.
Okay. Okay.
So we still have one outstanding?
I think we might have all. Once we,
Adam 20, Adam 29.
I got a baby.
I just saw her pop out from the bush.
Yeah, so we got the BFA with the bright green shirt. Do we have one more outstanding, or is that everybody?
Can I call my mom, please? I have a baby.
Set her up so she's not face down on the ground.
Pregnant too, please.
Okay, he's gonna roll you over so you can sit up, okay? Nice and easy.
Okay, I got a baby.
I hear you. Lean back on my leg.
What am I going to jail for?
Okay, did they both run this direction? Do we need a
I only
perimeter?
saw one.
Okay. Adam 20, Adam 29. I'm with Greener at Londonderry. We have this female. Do we need a perimeter for the second female?
Hi. There's another one in our backyard and said, oh, please, please. Right, that house and then yeah.
Air 111, if you can start checking this area. She supposedly went over their back fence back towards coffee.
Yeah. She's got on a kind of pink top, dark. And she was like, they're after me.
Okay, Modesto, Adam 29. It sounds like she went into this business complex just east of Londonderry, so if we could set somebody up to the south corner of that, and then get somebody at the corner of Rumble and Coffee, and then we got a couple units that can stand by here on Londonderry.
Hit my car with my son. Come on now. Check the cameras out. I ain't taking nothing like shit.
Have you told her what?
How you doing?
Good one.
Did you just run from the police over here?
No.
Do you have some ID on you?
No.
Okay. All right.
Why do I need ID?
Well, because we just had a female matching yours. Why are you stepping away from me?
Because I'm getting a ride from my friends. I don't even.
Oh, are these your friends?
Yes.
No, they're not.
Yes,
Get up
it
against the
is.
wall. She's running. We are headed northbound through the east side of the parking lot. Get on the ground now!
You're gonna get tased. Get on the ground.
X72, taking her to custody.
Can't breathe on my face.
There you go.
You over at Vets?
Double top check. I dropped my camera somewhere down.
Hey, you're in. Can't breathe like. I know you're in poop. I'm trying to lift you up. Hold on, go this way. I'm gonna have you sit on your butt, okay?
Welcome back to the Graffiti Classic Car Museum. We are here live in studio, North 9th Street. Fun to be out and about, out of the police department filming this. My name is Eric Schuller.
Watch out for the train, sorry.
Yes,
it's going
we
to
have
be
a
very
train.
loud.
You know, that's one
Bear
of the
with
fun
us.
things I think about being live, right? It adds some character to where we're at. Like it's also another, maybe a host of the show, right? The train that we're all
The
listening
Modesto
to.
train that drives through downtown every day, all day.
You know, maybe one day we'll get a train inside here. You know, talking to Jim earlier, it was kind of interesting to think about how some of the cars are going to change in ages. So I wonder if there's going to be a time when a 2020 Tesla is going to end up in here.
Oh, I'm sure.
50,
Years to come.
60 years from now.
Yeah, definitely.
Very
Kind of like a
interesting.
Back to the Future museum.
Back to the Future,
You never
there we
know.
go.
So the video we just saw, obviously important because those officers arrested 3 females that did a burglary spur, on all these stores, which in turn, when they're continuously doing that, raises prices for all of us. So
Right,
it's good
and-
that they were able to be caught.
Yeah, so 3 suspects were captured and apprehended by the Modesto police officers that were there. It looks like it was our property crimes unit, in addition to patrol officers that assisted. We saw many police officers on camera there, and I'm sure there were even more responding and assisting in helping with containment and obviously taking the suspects into custody. And it's always nice when property's recovered, right? Property
yeah.
that people are stealing, whether it's from a person, right, personally, or from a business, and that's extremely exciting. And so, the officers and detectives did a phenomenal job there in their apprehension, probably solving many cases and preventing more cases from happening.
Absolutely. We have a question that just came in from one of our viewers. What is the Modesto Police Department doing about our homelessness issues?
Yeah, so that's a very interesting question, and I actually supervise our alternative response unit, which targets and assists our homeless here in the city. And so what we do is we have within our unit several different teams that are trained specifically to help, to provide outreach. We have our chat members, which I think we've mentioned on the show before, and we've probably talked about, our community health and assistance team. And these are people that are not police officers, they're non-sworn, and their job and their goal is to communicate with the homeless, build relationships with the homeless, and offer them various services. We have a lot of services in our county, and so their job is to really provide some linkage and provide those services and immediate services, because when you're contacting someone and you're offering them some help, the best way to provide that help is to take them from where they're at to where they need to be. And so they have the ability to do so. And then in them doing that, that's something that the Modesto Police Department officers don't have to do anymore, because before we had our chat members, that's something that the police department would be doing. That's something that the officers would be doing. And although we are trained and we do understand the process, our chat members have a little bit more time to do that and better understanding. They have, a lot of them come from backgrounds that help them and help them relate to the homeless. And, the reality is some of our homeless personnel here in the town, they interact differently with our chat team than they do police officers, and so it's nice that they have that relationship and they're able to build upon that and respond to those type of calls, helping the homeless, also helping the police officers in our agency.
We have another question, it looks like, that kind of goes towards that, and it's also under where you supervise. What are you doing to keep our parks safe for families? And maybe you could talk a little bit about our new park ranger program.
Yeah, so here in Modesto, we have 76 parks, right? And that does include some trails. And so we have a lot, right? And that's a lot of responsibility in addition to the major roadways, in addition to the neighborhoods, right? All of the businesses. So very nice. We, after maybe it's been 2 weeks now, I think 2 weeks, we finally went live with our park ranger program. We have 2 park rangers currently. We're in the process of hiring the next 2. We're kind of working out some of the kinks right now, but our park rangers are going out to the parks. They're being visible. They're making contact with people at the parks, building relationships, getting to know them, addressing some of the concerns that people within our community have with whomever may be at the park, and making sure that we're communicating and explaining the different rules that are happening, and if there's violations happening at a park, providing that education, because sometimes people don't know that it's illegal to do this at the park or do that. And so, providing that education, explaining that, even linking them if they need to be with our chat members, and really just kind of focusing their efforts, on the parks that we have in Modesto. And so we're about 2 weeks in with our park ranger program, and it's going very well, and I'm excited to see where we go in the future.
So keep an eye out for our new park rangers and their new trucks out there patrolling the area. That was a great question. So if you have any more questions, write on in and we'll answer those for you. I think we're on to our next video. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, and we actually have 2 more videos, if I'm not mistaken. We have the next video, which is going to be a retail theft at a department store, and then the last one is going to be a occupied stolen vehicle.
With a little pursuit.
Yeah, so that's going to
Okay.
be fun.
All right, let's take a look.
Sounds good. I'll tell him to leave. Thank you. All right, man. Hey.
Yep.
Drop it all. It's time to go.
It's time to leave.
Time to leave. You can't check out. Time to go.
Okay.
What do you got there?
Huh?
Turn around. Place your hands behind your back.
What are you talking about? Oh, what am I doing this?
Because you're disabling security devices.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are. That was a security device that you were disabling right in your hands.
I just found that.
Okay. Do you have any ID on you? No? You on probation or parole for anything?
No.
Any weapons on you? Anything that's going to stick, stab, poke?
I'm parking on.
Okay, cool. Thanks for letting me know. Right here?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to put this in my pocket. When I'm done with you, we'll get this back, okay? I have both your flashlight and your knife. Can you take this card up front for me?
I will.
Thank you.
Okay.
What's your name, dude?
What's that?
What's your name? Okay. My name's Officer Lockridge. We're going to get this stuff sorted out outside, okay? I'm going to try and be as straightforward with you as everything, okay? Let's go to the hood of my car. I'm going to check your pockets for anything else, any other weapons, anything like that. And I'm going to have you have a seat in the back of my patrol vehicle.
Officer, I've lied to you already.
Okay.
I'm just going to be honest with you.
Okay.
I probably have a warrant.
Okay, cool. Big one, little one?
It's just a violation.
Okay. Cool. I can even get you a court date for that.
Do you think, honestly, can I smoke a cigarette, please?
Not yet. We'll see how far this goes. You might even be walking out of here without a handcuff and just a couple pieces of paper.
It's probably a felony warrant.
Okay. We'll take a look.
It's a violation.
Okay. Okay, so what it looks like is you were loading that up and you were going to try and dip. And then you were going to try and sell all that stuff or flip it somehow, make a little bit of a profit. Because you've already told me you have connections, and that's what you do. Am I barking up the wrong tree, or am I pretty close to what's going on?
Honestly, for the clothes, I get them for myself.
Okay.
Everything over here, yes, I do resell everything.
Okay.
But
And you do it on OfferUp? That's where you get most of your stuff, or is it on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or just OfferUp?
future OfferUp. I don't use Facebook or anything. But
Okay. And what do you normally do? Like 50% of retail?
yeah.
Just about that, and then you make
Try-
a quick buck?
Try to get to it there. But like with this stuff, I'll charge like 75% because I'm paying almost 50%. So.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'm paying a little bit less than 50%, honestly.
Okay. Oops. Did you get this from that FISA guy you were talking about? You got this from another guy? I'm just going to set you in the back of my patrol car right now. I still haven't decided if I'm taking you to jail or if I'm going to release you on a citation. Let me dig through some of this stuff, inventory all this stuff, and then we'll go from there. All right? You've been cooperative with me so far. I don't see why you're going to not be cooperative with me continuing, all right? All righty. So I'd have to be able to prove that these are stolen somehow. Yeah.
Well, I was targeting for those, at least the games. They said that those might be theirs, but there's no tags, so they can't confirm. So.
All right.
You know, it's nice to see another investigation where a theft suspect's being taken into custody and property's recovered.
Yeah. And then knowing how he had that special device that can just go in and take all those alarm tags off, definitely good to catch that one. Those officers did a great job. And the store security for noticing that.
Absolutely. And, you know, officers, and I don't know the entire, I guess, description of the call for service or how the police officers get there, but I think it's safe to say that obviously they were alerted to what was occurring and they responded to investigate. And so, you know, it's always nice if our community members are, you know, watching their surroundings and reporting anything suspicious to the Modesto Police Department. And of course, business owners and employees at stores, if you're seeing someone acting suspicious, if you see someone that looks like they're stealing, please don't hesitate to call us. We're happy to come out. We're happy to investigate and find out what's going on.
Looks like we have a few more questions from our Modesto citizens. You want to start with the first one?
Yeah, so the first question is, why did you become police officers? So, you know, I've been a police officer for over 16 years. And I think it was maybe at a young age, maybe 5 years old or so. I might be wrong. My mom will correct me later, but I just always wanted to be a police officer. I actually come from a family of firemen, and for some reason, I was just always interested in law enforcement. You know, whether it was just seeing the police in the neighborhood, watching TV shows, right, with police officers, whatever it was. And ever since I was young, my parents say I wanted to be a police officer. And, you know, fortunately, you know, I was able to follow that path, you know, with becoming an explorer at a police department and then a police cadet. And then, of course, you know, a police officer here in Modesto.
I've been a police officer for going on about 20 years in law enforcement. And when I was little, I would love, you know, remember the cops came out or that Rescue 911 show? I was obsessed with it. I would watch it. I couldn't miss an episode. I always wanted to help people. When I would see police on the side of the road, the yellow tape, I always wanted to be on the other side, kind of to see what I can do, investigate, just, you know, help everyone. That was a huge thing for me. So I absolutely enjoy all these years of service, for sure.
Yeah, you know, there's something about someone calling 911 and needing help, and you having the training and the experience and the knowledge and the skills to help them provide a service, right? Whether it's medical aid, whether it's, you know, something a little bit more law enforcement related. And, you know, it's a nice feeling to help people. And, you know, a lot of people in public service, whether it is, you know, medical service or fire or obviously law enforcement or even the military, right? You know, we're serving, we're trying to do a service for people. We want to help people. And, you know, sometimes, you know, it's just, I guess one of the nice things about our community is that we do get a lot of support from our community and a lot of thank yous, and, you know, it's really nice. And so it definitely helps our law enforcement in knowing that, you know, we're doing a good job and we're being supported by our community.
Absolutely, and it's a chosen profession. I absolutely choose to be here. And you get to apply for different positions at police departments. You know, you could be a detective or, you know, there's all kinds of things you could do. Special assignments. I personally currently I choose patrol because I like you said, when someone dials 911, I like to respond and try to help out. I think that leads into our next question. Somebody asked how they could be a volunteer at our police department. I actually am one of the volunteer coordinators, and we are always accepting applications for volunteers. You can go to jobs@modestopd.com. Our volunteers are extremely helpful, and just so you know, we have another train coming, so you might hear the train horn, but they really help out on a lot of things. They work special events, they serve subpoenas, always helping officers when needed. And not only are we accepting applications for the volunteer position, but we are hiring for a police recruit, police trainee. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. We're hiring for, we have our explorers, cadets. I'm not sure exactly what's all open on the website right now, but again, if you just go to jobs@modestopd.com, you could check out what we got going on.
So as we're here in the Classic Car Museum, right? Graffiti, right? American Graffiti. You know, we just recently had in the month of June the Graffiti Parade. You know, and that's something that we have every year, minus a few hiccups with COVID. And we just had that back in June. And that's something that the volunteers go to, right? They come out there and they help with traffic control, meeting people, engaging with the public. And it's not just volunteers, right? We have people from all over the Modesto Police Department participating and working together as a team to help, you know, the other groups that are out there to help make the Graffiti Parade successful.
And our allied agencies, they're out there helping us as well, which we're so thankful for, because it's such a big event that it's nice to have everyone there, everyone feels safe and just enjoy their time. But I think we are going into our next video. Are you ready?
We are. This is actually our last video And yeah, I'm ready for it. Let's see what happens.
All right, enjoy.
I'm Officer Music. I am a patrol officer here, and I work graveyard hours. And I'm about to bring you a video of a recent case that we had of a stolen vehicle. So while during my shift, I was in the area of a parking lot, MJC parking lot, about to call a reporting party of a family disturbance completely unrelated to the case. And while I was about to make the phone call, I saw a blue Chevy S10 pass by me. And I remembered that our dispatch had announced something along the lines of a blue Chevy S10 being stolen in the area. So I caught up to the vehicle, was able to confirm that the vehicle was stolen through the license plate, and followed the vehicle until my partners were able to come and assist me with taking everyone into custody. So, hope you enjoy the video. Occupied 1051 northbound 9th Street, correction, southbound 9th Street, coming up to Lincoln. It was the 6 X-ray 3131. It looks like we're going to be turning onto L Street.
Yeah, we're running up.
We're L Street, passing 5, coming up to a base.
Copy.
He's probably coming up to MOK now. Stuck in traffic. It looks like he's picking up a little bit of speed. Don't know if he's onto me yet. Making a southbound turn onto MOK. Eastbound on Walnut Street, it looks like he's trying to duck and dodge me a little. Lighting up. Does not appear to be yielding. Continuing westbound Garrison, speeds of about 65, light traffic.
Copy, not yielding. Okay, so it's terminated, less than 1054 in area.
6-2, we have terminated. 6-2, we have terminated. He just passed a big rig on the right. He is approaching South Dakota.
Copy, terminating. 74 follow. Approaching South Dakota.
Northbound on South Dakota.
CFS up, down, spike.
And 6-2, he pulled away from us. I can't see him. I don't know if the airship still has him or not, but we are trailing.
From Air 101 has us, still northbound North Dakota, and we have our flare up and running.
Perfect. And Air 101 is up, so to prevent him from crashing and hurting other people, we're going to let them take it. We'd much rather him park it and ditch it or something like that than actually, you know, hurt someone.
The 3 subjects out of the truck, Woodland and Dakota.
Let me see your hands! Hands
3
up!
subjects out of the truck.
Face away from us! Face away!
The only stop 18 northwest. Got about 6 units on scene. Copy.
Copy. Felony stop, Woodland and Dakota facing northwest.
Yeah, 35 there, Papa.
Copy, cooperate.
Alright, I'll call it. I'll call it out. Alright, female with the black sweatshirt. What I want you to do, stay facing away from us. Stay facing away from us. Alright, just listen to the sound of my voice. I want you to walk backwards. Face away. Face away, just keep walking backwards, alright? Keep going.
So I followed the vehicle for a good 10 minutes or so before my partners were able to come and help me out. After all of our dominoes were lined up and after everything was pretty much said and done, we tried to stop the car, tried to do a regular traffic stop on it, and the car fled from us. And we were very fortunate enough to have the helicopter, the Stanislaus County Sheriff helicopter up above. So because of that, we decided to not continue the pursuit, not to continue to encourage their crazy driving behavior, and just to allow the helicopter to watch them. No, I was not talking to myself. I was fortunate enough to have an Explorer in the car with me. That's why you can kind of hear me explaining out loud decisions we were making. And upon the vehicle crashing into a fence, we were right behind because the airship was letting us know where to go. And as soon as we got there, we got 3 juveniles in custody. After we were talking to the juveniles, we were able to determine who was driving the car, and that one juvenile was booked into juvenile hall, and the other 2 juveniles were able to, we were able to get them back to their parents. You know, it's not uncommon for us to utilize and work hand in hand with our allied agencies. In this case, the Stanislaus County Sheriff Department helicopter was overhead, and because of our partnership and because we collaborate so often, we were able to utilize the helicopter and bring this investigation to a very safe and successful conclusion. Thank you guys very much for watching the video. Hope you guys enjoy it.
Well, Officer Busick did a great job there. Good job coordinating his efforts with the Stanislaus County Air Unit and then, of course, other Modesto police officers.
Yeah, and he did a great job talking about what happened.
Yeah, he had an Explorer in the car with him, so he was able to kind of explain to that Explorer what was going on.
Yeah,
and
little
talk about
narration.
a lot of great experience for that Explorer to be a part of, you know, especially if that young man or woman is interested in law enforcement.
Absolutely.
So we have a couple questions here as we wrap up, and the first one is park rangers. How is night activity monitored? That's a good question. You know, at present, our current 2 park rangers are working during daytime hours. Sometimes they do fluctuate their hours and kind of adjust to kind of be ready for some of the things that are happening and be prepared and kind of just kind of check on what's going on maybe outside their normal scope of hours. So they do have a little bit of a flexible schedule, and they're definitely willing to do that. But as of this moment, you know, they're typically doing daytime hours. However, as the numbers increase and we grow in the park ranger program, I see no reason why we won't be able to expand on that and work a little earlier, work a little bit later, you know. But in the meantime, while they're currently not working during the graveyard hours, you can still call the police if you see something suspicious at a park or you have something to report, and you know, our police department will still respond to the parks. They're still going to investigate what's going on. Just because we have a park ranger program does not mean that only park rangers will respond to the park. They will respond more often than not if it's within their scope of responsibility and their capabilities. But we definitely still have the Modesto Police Department and the officers out there that will respond to the parks 24/7.
As time and calls permit for patrol officers, you'll see them out there patrolling at night or just making sure that it's safe out there. So just depending on calls.
Absolutely.
Now we have another question. This is a really good one since it's coming up.
Yeah,
when is National Night Out? Yeah.
So National Night Out is designed, well, the question, when is it? So it's actually, let's see, August 2nd, 2022, right? August 2nd, it's 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And it's going to happen nationally. It happens in Modesto, yes, but it happens nationally. And National Night Out is designed to heighten crime and drug prevention awareness, provide an opportunity to promote a relationship between community members and police and law enforcement. And so it's really it becomes a partnership, right? Communities throughout Modesto are going to hold block parties, right?
Yes, many of our neighborhoods, if you haven't seen them or you know, you need to go out and check it out, but they'll be hosting special events. They do barbecues, they do ice cream socials, block parties, potlucks, games. It is really fun. I've attended a few of them, and it was a great time. And you get to eat good food, you get to meet new people, you get out and meet your neighbors, meet, you know, if you live on a certain street and they're having one on the next street over, go around the block, meet everyone in there. It's just a fun event that the whole city would like to be, you know, part of.
Yeah, and as law enforcement, sometimes it's nice to do something that's a little bit outside maybe your normal daily duties, and that's what this is, right? A big event that we get to work with the community and engage with them and kind of build relationships and get to know them. And what's fun about it too is, you know, we're going to be able to go and I'll be working the event, and we get to go from, you know, one block party to the next and meet a lot of different people in a lot of different locations in Modesto.
And if you're having a block party, you can get in touch with our National Night Out community service officers and at the Modesto Police Department and add your address to our list, so officers and people from the Modesto Police Department can stop by and greet your block party and kind of just meet everyone and have a good time.
Yeah, and that's a few weeks away, so National Night Out coming up, August 2nd.
Maybe it'll be as hot as it is today. Maybe, hopefully not.
So it's been a great show. We're wrapping up right now. We've watched the videos that we have prepared for you. Those videos were filmed on body-worn cameras that our agency, our officers wear, the vehicle camera also within the cars, which really provide a nice image of what we're doing out there. And so we were able to highlight that and answer some of your questions here live, right, out in the Graffiti Museum with all these classic cars, which is fun. We got to interview someone, right, and learn a lot about American graffiti and the Graffiti Museum. And obviously we had our special guest, the train that came by a couple times, and that was fun as well.
That's right. So thanks for tuning in to our MPD Facebook Live. We should be having another one soon. Don't know the date yet, but keep an eye out for it. And we enjoy doing this. We hope you guys enjoyed the Schuller and Schuller show once again. So thanks for tuning in.
Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.
Have a good weekend.